Ever wondered how to be the only person at this iconic location? I'm gonna let you in on this pretty sweet secret in less than 4 minutes. I haven't done one of these in a while, so let's go. First, you need a permit to hike Angel's Landing. Apply for the lottery when no time slots are assigned. We went on Christmas Eve, but anytime in the winter will give you flexibility to pull this off. Otherwise, it's a lot harder to be the only one on the trail unless you get an early morning permit. Since the permit is a lottery, to better your chances, you want to apply during the less busy times of year. Weekdays and winters are best, and if you can, select a range of dates. Going when the buses aren't running and therefore aren't required can also make this hike much easier, since we're going to get to the trailhead by bike, but more on that in a second. This is a 4.5 mile out and back trail with around 1,800 feet of gain. It is paved almost the entire way until the chains. After the pavement ends, the chains begin. If you are new to steep hiking and scrambling, this will be a very hard and maybe even scary endeavor, especially when I describe the secret way to do this. However, if you regularly hike steep hikes and you have scrambling experience, this is an almost comically easy hike, largely because the trail is paved and there is always a hand line. Going without the crowds means you don't have to worry or contend with other hikers who may be nervous, overly slow, or freaking out on you. And as an experienced climber and scrambler, I find that fewer people feels a lot safer. Wherever you are in the journey though, that's totally okay. I just want to be transparent. I am a climber, a trail runner, and a mountaineer, and overall I consider this to be an easy to intermediate jaunt. The key to beating the crowds is to start before the buses start running. So you need to bike into the trailhead on the road, since when the buses are running, you aren't allowed to drive. We biked 5.3 miles by headlamp from the visitor center to the trailhead, so that's one way. I am not much of a biker, and it was a little bit more challenging than I wanted it to be, especially at 5 a.m. on Christmas Eve. It's slightly uphill, and I certainly felt it. You definitely want to have bike lights. People do use the main road to commute, and it was a little scary since there wasn't much of a shoulder. There is a bike path through this section, but it was impossible for us to find in the dark. On the return journey, the signs were really obvious, so you can use it on the way back if you don't find it on the way out. If you download Google Maps ahead of time, you can set it to bike and it will direct you to the Paw Rest bike trail, which is far safer than what we did. This eventually meets up with Zion Canyon Road. From here, you'll bike the road. Lock your bike at the trailhead and head up towards Angel's Landing by headlamp. Time your hike to be on the top portion near sunrise. That way you can see where you're going and enjoy the stunning morning light in this canyon. We did this by approximating how long it would take for us. We live at altitude, so the Walter Wiggles switchbacks were very easy for us, and we budgeted about 20 minutes per mile of hiking and 1 hour and 15 minutes of biking. We backtracked our timing with the sunrise and chose to start time from there. This was easier in the winter since the days are a lot shorter. The result, we had the place to ourselves the entire time we were up there, and we spent about 20 minutes at the summit. Once we descended, we saw a group just about to start going up the chains. We had our running vests on, so we ran down the trail and bumped into the first bus of people a little less than a mile from our bikes. Once we were down, it was a cruisy bike ride downhill back to the visitor center. You could go on and see more by bike down Zion Canyon Road, but we were meeting up with our family to hike in a different area. They also have some bike spots on the shuttles. I've got loads of secret hacks for you, so be sure to check out my next video that talks about how to avoid the timed entry at Rocky Mountain National Park.